大家好，欢迎回到 Family Life。今天要分享我们最近的生活，第一次在台湾过圣诞节，还有儿子发生紧急状况，我们赶去医院的经历，还有一些好笑的计程车故事。最后我们会分享在台湾当外国人的生活，以及心理健康的改善。我们一起看看吧 ，Let's go。Okay, well, 大家好，今天我们在日月潭。And we've been here for a couple days to celebrate my birthday. And as you can see, our view is 超美的，很漂亮，对不对？很漂亮。好，是的，对，没错，你可以说没错。
很漂亮。
We are gonna do a quick update of our episode 6. The filming is a little different because we're out here in the balcony, but balconies are really small. And so my camera can't fit to get all of us. So the camera's looking in through the window. And so you might see
reflections of things, including...
We're trying to make the best as we can. So let's start with Christmas. Baby, you go.
Christmas was definitely different this year. This is the first time that we haven't been working. So we both worked in ministry, in church in the States. And so, you know, as a pastor, Christmas and Easter are like our Super Bowl, you know. So they're just very busy times of year. And I'm a worship leader and musician. So that's when everybody wants to hire live musicians, is typically around the holidays. So it's usually just a very hectic, work-centered time. And then family is kind of like the secondary part of it. And this year it was really nice because it was family first. Also because we were some of the only people in Taiwan celebrating it. So it was also just our family. Sorry, Simi's trying to figure out what pants to put on.
This is the first time in many years, maybe 5-ish years, that like our whole family were at the same place. Yeah. At the same time for Christmas.
Christmas Eve we spent with Jason's dad, and I made, you know, like pasta, which isn't the most traditionally Christmassy meal, but I hadn't really been making a ton of home cooked meals, so that was kind of like a shift for Christmas. And then Christmas Day we did presents in the morning, and then untraditional for us was Eliza had school because they don't take school or work off on Christmas here in Taiwan. Presents from my family and FaceTimed them in the state. I started cooking, so I made French onion soup,
which was a hit.
It was a hit, but beef broth was impossible to find. I went to 5 or 6 different grocery stores. Nowhere carries just plain beef broth or beef stock. Eliza wants to show you. We ended up using Nuromian broth, which I then diluted with water and added wine to, just to try to like replicate a more Western flavor. It ended up delicious because Nuromian is fabulous and goes very well with onion. So yeah, that ended up good. And then Jason's mom and brother came over in the afternoon, and we did like a Christmas dinner sort of, and then had presents with them. And it was a nice day. It was like low stakes, you know, and just us. Unfortunately, the part of American culture that I kept alive was consumerism. And I overbought Christmas presents and wrapped them just because I love the magic of opening presents for kids. Like I may have overdone it, but I overdid it by Taiwanese standards. I did not by American standards. You know what my mom does at Christmas. So I thought I was very contained, all things considered. Yeah. But yeah, it was a sweet day. It was not the same. I don't have an oven, and I miss baking a lot. So it was weird having a Christmas where I had to just figure out how to make a meal without an oven.
Another big part of our life here in Taiwan has been that our kids are now going to school. Yeah. And so we had so much margin moving here as a whole family, but now we have even more margin because now the kids are gone from 9 to 2:30, which in Taiwanese standards, like kids go to school for 12 plus hours. I mean, they go for all day, all morning, all day. And so for our kids, like they're still privileged. They go to like an American style school, but just that added margin from 9 to 2:30 of not having to care for them for that
time for Monday through Friday is fantastic. So, or just discovering for me, like, what am I going to do with that time? So I was able to go hiking a lot and bumped into some really cool discoveries along the way. So that was fun, a great workout. And so that usually takes about 2.5 hours for me. Drop off the kids, go home, get dressed, and then go hiking, which has been really fun. That transition from the four of us constantly being together, or at least me and the kids at the park all the time, every day, now they're going to school. That's been an adjustment. There was a little bit of sadness because I really enjoyed that time, but I'm also like kind of I just was like, wow, I have a lot more margin now. So this is cool. I'm going to figure out what to do during that time and to really use that time well. Found a really cool opportunity to go bass fishing in Taipei. And it's up in Danshui, which is not too far away. So I'm excited to kind of dive into that a little bit more. And just, there's another outlet for me, which has been really nice.
This is like the first time ever that Jason has had free time without children while unemployed, or at least not working a 9 to 5.
Yeah,
so
true.
This is like unprecedented for him. Yeah. And it's been awesome to like get to watch you come back alive, come back into yourself.
Before we move on to some of the more funny and interesting topics about our observation as Americans living in Taiwan, we had a really scary day yesterday. So we're at this wonderful resort enjoying our time, and Simi accidentally tripped and fell and cut his chin. Yeah, we had to make an emergency plan to get to the hospital. And that was really tough. This is our first major family emergency where we had to rush to the hospital. So this was new to us. And then to add on to the fact that my Mandarin isn't very good, we're in a completely foreign country and not really aware of the medical care here. We've heard that medical care in Taiwan is really good, but we've never really experienced it. And luckily there wasn't a lot of blood, so that wasn't scary. Yeah. But when we looked and you looked up there was a big significant split of his chin. And so we had to go rush him to the hospital. Luckily, just through the hospitality of the hotel, we got a driver and an interpreter to drive with us all the way down to the hospital, which was about 15 minutes, and was immediately triaged and went right into meet the doctor. And then we had this whole process of swaddling Simeon so that he wouldn't move around because, I don't know, I've never seen stitches done, but it was gruesome as a father looking at his son being tied down and then having stitches done to his chin was a lot. But we're super proud of him. I mean, he did so good in spite of the incredible pain he was feeling and how scared he was. That was a very long day yesterday.
And it's funny because we had just been on the playground for an hour and a half, and he's very cautious and careful when he's doing risky play. So the irony of it is he's doing all these ropes course and rock climbing and
jumping off of things.
And then we go to the hotel lobby to get a different key for our room. He puts on his shoes and then just runs toward me, trips, and then lands in a chair. So at first I didn't think it was much but his cry was pretty intense. And I thought he was just overtired, and there wasn't that much blood. And then we start cleaning the wound, and I was like, oh my God, we gotta go to the hospital. And you were at the gym. So I'm texting you, and I hadn't told your mom yet because I didn't want her to freak out. So I was just let's wait, let's see. And then it was yeah, we need to go to the hospital. But Eliza also had a fall yesterday with 2 scraped knees, cut hands. It was a day
Lots of blood. That had more blood probably, right?
Yeah, she had more blood than Simi did. But he had I don't even know how. We saw the footage of what happened, and it was just he just fell and hit a chair. But that was hard though. As a mom, just as parents, it's so much harder to watch your child hurt than to go through anything yourself. I think any parent can attest to that. Just the pain of. I was crying in the car on the way to the hospital, just knowing what he was about to have to go through. And we talked about it last night, and he did it. I think he's been processing it really well. He was telling baby Panda at bedtime about everything that happened. And then it was cool because Jason told Eliza what he had to go through at the hospital, and she got emotional, started crying, and came over and was like, Simi, can I just give you a hug?
It was very sweet.
It was really a sweet moment.
And then Simeon was like this, and he was like, I love you guys, right?
Yeah, it was just, it's one of those moments of like, this time has been bizarre, but I'm so grateful for like just the closeness I feel with the four of us. They always say that like the time that people want most back when they're old is the time when their kids were young. And I really feel like we have had just quality time with them. Yeah. And it's been such a gift. And if you have the opportunity to like pause your life and just lean into your family, I highly encourage you to do it, because it's just been precious. Yeah. And I'm getting emotional now. Yeah. Like,
well, I think the silver lining is like, with even though that was such a painful thing, we didn't want that for Simi. Like the fact that we got so close last night and just that bond kind of is the silver lining from that pain, you know, and just our kids practicing empathy for one another and caring for one another. His courage and just his resiliency too, for him to like just jump back up. And
I was going to say something that Jason did yesterday at the hospital that like I think is maybe a controversial parenting choice, but I really appreciate it. And it's that every time the doctor told you something was going to hurt, you would let Simi know, like, hey, buddy, this part's going to hurt. And it's okay. Like, you really coached him through it. And it didn't like escalate to make him fear, but like we were just honest. You were honest with him, and like he stepped up to it because he knew what to face because of how you coached him through it. And I just thought that was really beautiful. And I mean, he's a 3-year-old, you know, so pain sucks, of course, for anybody. But like just watching him, okay, I know my dad's going to tell me the truth. Like that was just a beautiful moment. As
I've seen it done in the opposite direction of parents downplaying the pain that's going to come, or downplaying just the whole experience.
You're okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be just fine.
No,
we're almost done. Or like, oh yeah, like that's not gonna be so bad. It's like, that's a lie. The doctor even told me that it's gonna be painful. So why would I lie to my kid to make myself feel better? Like, I'd rather tell the truth, be honest.
Him.
Yeah, we didn't want to trick him. We didn't want to gaslight his experience. We're gonna own up to it. We're gonna face it together. And, you know, and I think that was a formative time for Simi himself. I felt very bonded to him in that moment because I was right there. You know, Hannah was, I had to hold him down. I was right by his face. He had a whole mask on. You can only see his mouth and the wound. You can't see his eyes. And so the only thing he can hear or experience is pain and my voice. And so I needed to make sure that my voice was calm, encouraging, but truthful at the same time. And so the total cost of, you know, triage, all that stuff came out to $300 US.
10,000 NT, which everybody here is like, that was so expensive. That's crazy. And I'm like, an ER visit in the States without insurance? I don't even know.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. What's an
ER visit?
What is an ER visit, non-insured, 67 stitches for a kid, plus medication? We're just curious. How much do you guys think that would cost? Here in Taiwan, $300 US. Uninsured, 10,000 NT. Okay, we're going to shift now. We've been doing a lot of taxi driving, and we've found a very interesting trend. So what is that trend right now?
Do you just mean like them talking to me?
Yeah, just a weird observation.
Well, when I am traveling with Jason, drivers are very respectful and quiet.
Courteous, maybe.
Courteous. And then when I'm driving by myself, they want to chat. So like they just start talking to me about, where are you from? You know, like, how long have you been here? Why are you here?
Through Google Translate.
Yeah. Like they'll be like literally talking into Google Translate, then showing me the phone. Or some version of that. Super nice. Like every interaction has been positive. I'm usually just car sick out of my mind. So I'm just like, please don't make me read anything right now. Yeah, it's just been a different experience. Also, they don't seem to have any problem telling me how pretty they think I am when you're not there. Which is really flattering. But also I think just being a white girl in Taiwan. I'm so exotic here.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is just life as an expat and some of our like habits that we've able to break because we've lived here, but also like our mental health. I think our mental health has probably been better since we've been here. I think one of the biggest things for me is, or for us, is that, you know, when we arrived to Taiwan, it was during the election season in the United States, Trump versus Harris. And so, you know, living in Texas, everyone is assuming, well, everyone's conservative, whatever, but not in our circle. Our circle, we're all over the place. And so there was just a lot of heightened insecurity, angst, anger, you know, all that stuff. And on all sides, right. And so when we moved here, we felt like we were so removed from it. We didn't have the same conversations anymore because we were like just trying to figure out how to live here.
Yeah, like the TikTok ban thing.
The TikTok ban thing.
Do you know about this?
No.
See? Jason wasn't aware that the TikTok ban happened. Like
When?
Sunday. TikTok went offline. The Supreme Court decided that they were going to ban TikTok in the States. And then as soon as President Trump came into office, he restored TikTok back to the people. So it was like this whole buildup of like all these jobs that were okay. Anyway,
I don't care. So I'm so removed of American, but just the political talks and the added stress that can happen navigating through that with like friends and family and communities, like we don't have to worry about that. And I'm not saying that in Taiwan currently that there's not a lot of like political strife and scare.
There's
like
a
scared.
lot.
We're at a hinge point in Taiwan. Things are getting a little bit more dicier with China. Government is changing. They're trying to see what Trump is going to, be up to, and all these other, governmental things within Taiwan is causing a little bit of unease. But because our Mandarin isn't very good, we don't understand what people are, talking about or scared of. And so, like, just our life as expats, I think our fear has come down, our anxieties have come down. A lot of it is just because of just ignorance, right? but it's actually been nice.
I believe the saying is ignorance is bliss, and yes, it is.
You were mentioning about some of the bad habits that you had back in the States. Tell us more about that.
The ease of online shopping
In the States.
In the States for me was like a big thing. And even though I wasn't like exclusively doing Amazon, like my online shopping was basically online thrifting. And so that was just something I did all the time. And I sold stuff on Depop. So it was just, I bought things. Like there was a lot more dopamine buying. Whereas now, like online shopping is really hard to do. So I've noticed that like my spending has gone down a lot, which is really nice. And like something I didn't really know how to fix while in the States, but just like the lack of access to it because I don't have Wi-Fi in public. Like I'm not on my phone when I'm out and about, like because I don't have data. And I think overall our diet has been better because I can't just go to Chick-fil-A, drive-through culture is not a thing here. So we don't have a car either. So much of getting fast food for me is the convenience of it. Like the convenience of just getting in the car. I don't have to put a bra on. I can just go in through the drive-through and we're done.
Yeah, it's not convenient to get fast food here. Okay, I get what you mean. Yeah. What are we looking forward to in the next couple of months? What do you think?
Started working on some just creative projects that I've been wanting to do for a long time that I feel really excited about. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to spending Chinese New Year in Taiwan in the Lantern Festival. I hear that's really fun. Never experienced Chinese New Year in Taiwan before. So because Chinese New Year is the biggest holiday in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And I would have to be politically correct. Well, no, to be politically incorrect, it would be Lunar New Year. So that probably just opened a whole can of worms. But I'm also looking forward to learning more Chinese. I signed up Hannah and the kids to Chinese class. And I'm going to be even more intentional in learning Mandarin. 所以我们讲多一点中文给你听，所以你可以听我们的 progress, and hopefully Hannah can 讲多一点中文给你听。Now we need your help though. We need you to cheer us on and to encourage us because learning Mandarin is hard. 对不对？
对。
That's what we're looking forward to in the next couple months. So if you want to see our progress.
Also Japan. We're going to Japan.
Oh, we are going to Japan. Yes, we're going to Japan for Hannah's birthday. And that'll be in a month. We're really excited about that. So if you want to journey with us and continue to see our life here in Taiwan as we learn the language, enjoy the beautiful things that Taiwan offers and living in Taiwan offers, feel free to like and subscribe.
And I'll just add to that. Tell Jason what a great job he's doing with this channel because he gets insecure about it. And I think his videos are awesome. And I would love to hear you guys echo that. And just let him know in the comments. Like, this is his, like, creative project baby. So just tell him what a great job he's doing.
That's very kind.
I'm not going to let you edit that out.
Thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in, and just, championing us.
Chatting with us.
Chatting with us. Yeah. We will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
再见。
再见。新年快乐。
新年快乐。